Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about chapter 4 of geography of class 7, air. When we hear this term air, so many words come to our mind like atmosphere, oxygen, stratosphere, troposphere, gases, greenhouse effect, global warming, exosphere, and so on. So we are going to learn about all these terms in this video. So this video will clear the concepts related to atmosphere, like what is atmosphere and why is it important, composition of atmosphere, structure of atmosphere, alarming issues related to atmosphere, weather and climate, impact of atmosphere, several terms like temperature, air pressure and winds, and also about the types of winds. So let us learn what is atmosphere and why is it important for us. So the domain of air is called atmosphere. Children, in the very first chapter, we learnt that the earth has four major domains, that is the atmosphere, the lithosphere, the hydrosphere and the biosphere. So atmosphere is one of the most important domains and it is the domain of air. It is the thin layer of air, or you can call it a blanket of air that surrounds the earth. Just like the blanket keeps the body warm, similarly, the atmosphere doesn't let the heat escape at night, which is radiated by the earth, thus keeping the earth warm even when there is no sun at night. So all living beings on the earth depend on the atmosphere for their survival, because the oxygen that we need to breathe in is provided to us by this domain of the earth, and also the carbon dioxide which is required by the plants is provided by this domain only. Plants also need nitrogen for their growth. That is also provided to the plants by this domain. That is why it is said that this domain is very important. It protects us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. So it is the protective shield for us. It keeps the earth's temperature within an acceptable range, thus making the life possible on earth. It makes the life possible on earth. That is why the earth is said to be the unique planet. Now let us learn about composition of atmosphere. Just look at the picture. The atmosphere consists of 78% of nitrogen, which is shown by the blue part, 21% oxygen, which is shown by the green part, and 1% is other gases, which include 0.03% carbon dioxide, 0.93% argon, and 0.04% other gases, which include helium, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, water vapors, etc. Now let us learn about the structure of atmosphere. Our atmosphere is divided into 5 layers. The very first layer, starting from the bottom, is troposphere. Number 2 is stratosphere. Third one is mesosphere. Fourth is thermosphere. And the last one is exosphere. So the very first layer from the bottom is troposphere. Let us learn about it in detail. Troposphere is the most important layer of the atmosphere with an average height of 13 kilometers. This height varies from 8 kilometers on the poles to 18 kilometers on the equator, and the air we breathe exists in this layer. That is why it is said that it is the most important layer of atmosphere. It is important for one more reason, because all the weather phenomena like winds, rainfall, fog, hail, storm, clouds, etc. occur here only. So all the weather changes which occur, these happen in this layer only. The second layer is stratosphere. It lies above the troposphere and extends up to the height of 50 kilometers. It is free from clouds and has no weather phenomena. For this reason, this layer is the most suitable and ideal for flying aeroplanes, and it also contains ozone gas, which is the protective shield for us because it protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiation of the sun. Now let us learn about the third layer, that is mesosphere. It is the third layer and is above the stratosphere. It extends up to the height of 80 kilometers, and the boundary between the mesosphere and the stratosphere is called stratopause, and the boundary on the bottom side between mesosphere and thermosphere is called mesopause. Meteorites burn up in this layer on entering from the space. Children, sometimes you see the shooting stars in the sky, which we call as the broken stars, but actually they are not the stars, they are the meteorites which fall from the space, and as soon as they enter our atmosphere, they burn up. Now let us learn about thermosphere and exosphere. Thermosphere extends up to the height of 800 kilometers. It is very important layer because of the ionosphere which exists in this layer. This layer helps in the radio transmission. Temperature rises very rapidly with increasing height in this layer. And exosphere is the uppermost layer of the earth. This has very thin air, and gases like helium and hydrogen float into the space from here. Now let us learn about terms weather and climate. So weather is the atmospheric conditions at a place for a specific period of time at a specific place. It is the hour to hour or day to day condition of the atmosphere. For example, the weather may be rainy, it may be sunny, it may be cloudy, or it may be very cold. It depends upon the seasons. And climate is the average weather condition of a place for a longer period of time. It represents the climate of a place. For example, the climate of Shimla is cold. The climate of Rajasthan is hot. Now let us learn about some alarming issues which are related to the atmosphere. So we are going to learn about two alarming issues which are being discussed in this chapter, and they are global warming and greenhouse effect. So first is the global warming. As the word suggests, means warming up of the globe or increasing temperature of the globe. It refers to increase in the global temperature or the temperature of the earth due to the increased emission of greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases are emitted due to combustion, due to industrial burning, or maybe the burning of waste material, etc. This is one of the most prominent issues in the present scenario, which is posing a great threat to the environment. It results in the flooding, and another threat is the submerging of the coastal areas in the coming years. The greenhouse effect, uh, carbon dioxide released in the atmosphere traps the heat radiated from the earth, thus increasing the temperature of the atmosphere. This is called greenhouse effect. Several causes of global warming, as I discussed in the previous slide, and the greenhouse effect are this burning of fuel, thermal power stations. It may be the pollution which is caused by the industries, factories, burning of the garbage, smoke released from the vehicles, etc. So this is posing a great threat to the habitats of the animals. The ice on the polar ends is melting due to the gradual increase in the global temperatures, and the habitats of the animals in the polar areas are endangered. Now let us learn about air pressure. It is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the Earth's surface. This pressure falls rapidly as we go up the layers of atmosphere. That means if we go up, the atmospheric pressure falls down. It is the highest at the sea level, and it decreases with the increase in the height. The air moves from high pressure areas to the low pressure areas, and this low pressure is associated with the cloudy skies and wet weather. You know, air above us presses us with great force, but we don't feel it because the air presses us from all directions, and our body also exerts a counter pressure. So it is defined as the pressure which is exerted by the weight of air on the Earth's surface. In the areas where temperature is high, the air gets heated up and rises. This results in the creation of low pressure areas. And in the areas of low pressure, the air is cold, it contracts and therefore becomes heavy. Heavy air sinks and creates a high pressure area. High pressure is associated with clear and sunny skies. The air always moves, as I told you earlier also, from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Now let us learn about wind and its types. In the layman's language, moving air is called wind. It is the movement of air from high pressure area to low pressure area. It can be divided into three types: permanent winds, seasonal winds, and local winds. So before we discuss the three types of winds in detail, let us once again discuss horizontally moving air from high pressure areas to low pressure areas is called wind. Wind blows due to difference in air pressure, and we see wind as it blows because dry leaves come down on earth or the leaves of the trees move. When the wind blows gently, we see it blowing away smoke or fine dust. When the wind is very strong, it becomes a storm and it is very difficult to walk against it. We have experienced that it is not easy to hold an umbrella on a windy day because of the strong winds. So now let us discuss the types of winds in detail. So the first type of winds is the permanent winds. These blow constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. Trade winds, easterlies and westerlies are permanent winds. As the you can see in the picture, the arrows are showing the direction of the winds in which they blow. The second type of winds are seasonal winds. These winds change their direction in different seasons. For example, monsoons in India. The third types of winds are local winds. These blow only during a particular period of the day or year in a small area. For example, land and sea breeze, and also Lu, which blows in the northern plains of India. Thank you for watching this video.